We were just talking to Taylor Bryan. She was talking about that result at Penn State, and obviously you got to take some lessons about protecting a lead late, but also, got the lead in a pretty tough place to play. Just how you feeling about your group coming off that road trip, looking ahead to this homestand here?
Yeah, I thought we played very well. That was probably the first game that I felt like we collectively as a team did, I don't want to say everything right, but a lot of things went really well for us. The communication was great, just the consistency piece. We think obviously we lacked discipline at the end and, made a terrible mistake, and one that, again, I think we can continue to learn from. But just like the finishes from Carly Cormack, she was fantastic in that game. She's been solid the whole Big Ten, which has been awesome for her to see her hard work pay off. But yeah, a lot of things kind of started to click. And I told the team the other day, that at this point in the season, this is like where you would want to be at when you're going in to make a playoff run, where like things are starting to click and you're starting to see, the communication piece and like the hard work that you're putting on the training field, like actually come to fruition on the field, on the game field. So yeah, I was really happy with the performance. Devastated to, give up a win with 3 minutes left, but a lot to be proud of.
You mentioned Carly's play after the last homestand, I think, and just what is she doing the last few weeks to really separate herself?
Outside of running like 9 to 10 miles a game on average, which is just amazing. Like, she just works so hard on both sides of the ball. I think as an attacking player, that's not always something that you see, working super hard defensively and covering a lot of ground. She's just been so good for us in terms of organization, discipline. Her accountability is like through the roof. She just really takes it on and takes it in stride. So she's done a great job of shutting down, sixes on the opposition, who typically are, some of the most dominant players in our conference. So she's done a fantastic job, defensively. And then just really, staying optimistic and staying positive. Like, she continues to get forward, and even though like so many of her runs go unrewarded, and she doesn't stop. She won't give up. And I think that just role modeling like leadership and behavior, like she's exactly what you want out of a player at this level.
Yeah, so much about this season has been setting a foundation long term. Obviously you wanted to get short-term results as well, but setting that foundation. So when you see a player like that developing over the course of the season, and you see that optimism, that positivity, which I think is something you've really wanted to foster, what does that say about kind of where this group is at as you get close to the finish line of year one here?
Yeah, we've got 3 sophomores starting and 3 freshmen starting, and that's having 6 young players start in Power 4 games in this conference is, there's a lot to build on. There's a really good foundation being set. And again, I think as amazing and, as proud as I am of some of those young players' performances, there's also a lot to learn for them. And the only way to really learn is through experience. So, I think that we've learned there's been a season of what not to do's in a lot of ways. But sometimes that's what has to happen, for you to grow moving forward, and some hard lessons learned. So I feel really, excited about, the next 3 games for sure, and finishing out the season strong, but also just, like the new kind of standard and expectation that we can now be way more demanding of, and in the off season is going to be really important for us.
Celebrating your senior class on Sunday. Talk a little bit about what that group has meant to you and the role they've helped play in setting that foundation for the future.
Yeah, the seniors are, I'd say, like our most, I don't want to say like energetic, but I think that they've had just a really good level of like preparation when they step out onto the training field. Like, they're doing the little things and, spending extra time warming up the old bods, and so I think it sets like a good, just role modeling the behavior that we want. I know that this is not the way that they envisioned their last year going, of course. A lot of them had different injuries and have been out for different reasons. And so, but the positivity and the optimism and really just the perspective of like, season goes by fast. Your 4 years go by fast, and like, don't waste a game, don't waste a training. Like in 2 months, they're going to wish that they were back out here, and to make sure that level of commitment is communicated, to the younger players, I think has been really important from this class.